What are you doing? Get off the couch. That's a waste of time. That's so unsophisticated. You're gonna have no social skills. It's pointless. Why are you so lazy? These are some things that people associate with video games, when in reality is they don't know the benefits or don't understand why people play video games in the first place. There's two big reasons why I personally play video games, but I'll talk about that a little bit in the end of the video. Okay, obviously there are downsides to playing video games, but me personally, I think the pros outweigh the cons. Also, playing in moderation is a huge factor. Video games can improve manual dexterity. Controller-based games are actually very good for your hands. A study involving a group of surgeons, the ones who played video games, were faster at performing advanced procedures by 37% than those who did not play video games.
Oh my god! Wow!
That's quite a large increase for just, you know, playing video games, controller-based video games. But it makes sense, right? Like, moving your hands that much. Some video games have also helped stroke victims regain control in their hands and wrists. Games can teach you to be a problem solver. Open world, mission-based, and multi-level games are designed like puzzles that take hours to solve. Learning to think on your feet in a fast-paced fantasy world can translate well into the real world. In one 2013 study, students who played strategy-based games showed improvement in problem-solving skills, which led to better grades the next school year. Video games can increase your brain's gray matter, memories, perception, and spatial navigation. In shorter terms, gray matter is something very beneficial. It can help the way you see things, remember things, control your muscles, and much more. Gamers may develop better social skills. Although you may not see this as the case, seeing as the stereotype of gamers is along the lines of the guy from South Park, you know, the World of Warcraft episode. In past research involving children, found that those who played video games were more likely to have better social skills, and to have built better relationships with other students due to the collaborative components of some video games. Video games can help vision. Okay, obviously not if you're staring at the screen for 10 hours at a time, but in a study, they took 20 non-gamer males, trained 10 of them in first-person action games. The 10 that played games were able to see objects more clearly in cluttered spaces. They were able to train their brains to see smaller details, since in those games, those details were important. Mental health benefits. Some studies have found video games boost mood and also make for better heart rhythms, which is a sign of stress relief. Biggest reason I play video games is just for stress relief. Sometimes I just need to turn my brain off and get lost in a game, kind of forget about the real world for even just a minute. Well, obviously not a minute because I end up playing a bit longer than I intended to, but it really does help when, you know, things in life are happening, you know, whether that be with work, taxes, family things. It really helps me just kind of get away for a little bit. Other reason is the problem solving benefits. I can't say I've seen these firsthand, but ever since I was a kid and I have played video games, I've always been really good at problem solving. Like, really good. It's kind of one of my strong suits. When there's an issue, I tend to be able to deal with it pretty fast in a way that works best for me. And when I say I don't see the benefits firsthand, I just mean, like, I don't go play a video game and then right after I'm like, oh, know how to, you know, do this or that. But I just have always been really good at problem solving, and I like to think that this is a big reason for that. And obviously, if you're playing video games hours and hours every day, like, it's not going to do you any benefits. It doesn't, you know, this is just a video of what I've researched and looked at and why I play games too. So don't go, I'm not telling you go play video games for hours and hours and hours every day. It's not going to do you any good. Unless, of course, you're training for some kind of video game tournament, then give her. And there's tons of videos out there about why video games are bad, all the negatives, but that isn't the video I want to make. I definitely want to talk about the positives. But what I will say is play in moderation and don't let it interfere with your life, your responsibilities, or your time. And I'll leave it at that. So like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.